Welcome to the class of hydraulic engineering students. So we were discussing about the turbulent flow in pipes. From past two classes, in earlier two classes, we were discussing about turbulent flow in pipes, and now also we will be discussing some topics on turbulent flow in pipes. So in this video, we will be talking about hydrodynamically smooth and rough boundaries. In this video, we will be talking about hydrodynamically smooth and rough boundaries, which is also one of the part in turbulent flow, So now let us see what are these hydrodynamically smooth and rough boundaries. These are boundary layer theories. Okay, whenever we talk about this hydrodynamically smooth and rough boundaries, whenever we talk about this rough boundaries or smooth boundaries, generally we have some criteria. We will be dealing this criteria with average height of irregularities, which is denoted by K, average height of irregularities, which is denoted by K. So if the average height of irregularities, that is nothing but K, if the average height of irregularities, that is K, if K is of small values, K value is small, then the boundary is smooth boundary. If the K value is greater, if the K value is larger, basically, if the K value is large, then that type of boundary is rough boundary. That is nothing but rough boundary. So generally we used to classify this boundary conditions with value of K. If the value of K is small, we call it as a small boundary, smooth boundary. If the value of K is large, we call it as a rough boundary. But only this criteria, small or large criteria, is not definite basically to properly say which boundary is a smooth boundary or which boundary is a rough boundary when it comes when we measure in terms of a fluid flow. When the fluid is flowing through a pipe, to classify it as a smooth boundary and rough boundary, only this K value is not sufficient basically. There should be some other parameter, which can be measured relatively with the average height of K to come to a proper conclusion whether the boundary is a smooth boundary or a rough boundary. So for that, there are some classification, there are some other concepts that to be look into that. Generally, so to classify more into detail, let us take the let us assume that a flow is flowing through a pipe. A fluid is flowing through a pipe. Okay. So there will be a definitely at some point there is a turbulent flow, at some point there is a laminar flow. Let the thickness of laminar flow be delta dash be thickness of laminar sublayer in a flow thickness, and let be delta be thickness of turbulent, let delta be thickness of turbulent layer, and this will be the thickness of laminar layer. Let delta dash be thickness of laminar sublayer and delta be thickness of turbulent layer. So let us see in this let us look at this figure A. In the figure A, this is nothing but K. K is average height of irregularities. These are nothing but irregularities, which you can see in a bold black color lines. These are nothing but our irregularities. So average height of irregularities is K. Average height of irregularities is K. If the average height of irregularities is less than the thickness of laminar sublayer, if the average height of this irregularities is less than the laminar sublayer, then the flow is smooth, then that type of boundary is smooth boundary. That type of boundary is smooth boundary. Now look into that figure. This average height, this average length of these irregularities does not cross the laminar sublayer. So here the energy losses are minimum. Here the energy losses are very much minimum. The eddies found by these irregularities does not meet the turbulent boundary layer. It falls much below the laminar sublayer. So here this type of boundary is smooth boundary. If you look at this figure B, this is average height of irregularities. In this, average height of irregularities is greater than laminar sublayer. It is greater than laminar sublayer. So what is happening over here? The eddies which are formed due to these irregularities get dissolved, crosses the laminar sublayer and it meets with turbulent layer. It meets with turbulent boundary layer, due to which there is a greater loss in energy, greater loss of energy of flow, greater loss of energy of the flow in rough boundaries. So if the average height of irregularities is much greater than the laminar sublayer, or here in this scenario this laminar sublayer get dissolved by this eddies which are formed due to irregularities. This type of boundary is known as rough boundary. This type of boundary is known as rough boundary. Here in the laminar flow, in this smooth boundary condition, when the flow is laminar, what is happening is the energy loss is very much minimum. The energy loss is minimum. So on a scientist known as Nikuradse has studied these hydrodynamically smooth and rough boundaries, and he has, by his experiments, he has come to conclusion that if the value of K by delta dash is less than 0.25, if the value of K by delta dash is less than 0.25, then the boundaries are smooth boundaries, and if the value of K by delta dash is greater than 6, then that type of boundaries are rough boundaries, where K is nothing but K is average height of irregularities. K is average height of irregularities, and delta dash is thickness of laminar sublayer, So this was the concept regarding hydrodynamically smooth and rough boundaries. First of all, if the value of K is small, then the boundary is smooth boundary. If the value of K is large, then the boundary is rough boundary. That alone is not sufficient for the classification of smooth and rough boundaries. So the thickness of turbulent layer comes into the account. If we measure if we distinguish the smooth and rough boundaries based on average height of irregularities and thickness of laminar sublayer, then those values are much definite. Those values are much acceptable. So if the value of K by delta dash is less than 0.25, then the boundaries are smooth boundaries, and if the value of this K by delta dash is greater than 6, those are rough boundaries. In between, it is a transition. In between 0.25 to 6, there is a transition boundary. In between, we have transition boundary. The next important topic is velocity distribution for turbulent flow in pipes. The next important topic is velocity distribution for turbulent flow in pipes. So generally, for the turbulent flow in circular pipes, our scientist Prandtl assumed that mixing length L to be a linear function of distance y from the pipe wall. Earlier we have seen this. Okay, whatever this scientist Prandtl, what he has said, that Prandtl has said that mixing length L is a function of distance from the pipe wall. It is a function, it is a linear function of distance from the pipe wall. So as he says that it is a linear function, so that's why L is linear directly proportional to y. If we remove this proportionality constant, we will get this letter, Greek letter. This is known as this is similar to K. This is nothing but in Greek it is called as kappa. Okay, in Greek it is called as kappa, and it is also known as Karman universal constant. It is also known as Karman universal constant. So L is kappa into y. L is equal to, L is mixing length. L is mixing length. This equation is given. L is directly proportional to y is given by our scientist Prandtl. Okay, if we remove this proportionality constant, we will get the if we remove this proportionality, you will get a constant known as Karman universal constant or kappa. Okay, later this mixing length is the equation of mixing length L is equal to kappa into y is again modified by L is equal to kappa into y is modified by Nicoradsey, is modified by Nicoradsey. Nicoradsey scientists modified this above equation. L is equal to kappa into y into L is equal to 0.4 y minus 0.44 y by y square by r. He has modified, Nicoradsey has modified this Prandtl equation, into this equation. L is equal to 0.4 y minus 0.44 y square by r. For smaller y values, small y values, this term y values, this component can be neglected. This component can be neglected. So length becomes L is equal to, for smaller y values, what is the function after this value is function. Mixing length according to Nicoradsey is 0.4 y. Okay, according to Nicoradsey is 0.4 y. We know that turbulent shear stress is rho, turbulent shear stress is rho L square into dV by dy whole square. This is nothing but our turbulent shear stress, where L is mixing length, So if we substitute this, if we substitute the value of L as L is equal to kappa into y into this equation, into this above equation, shear stress equation, we will get the shear stress as shear stress is equal to rho into, on substituting the value of L is equal to ky. L is equal to, substitute this value, L is equal to kappa into y in this shear stress, turbulent shear stress equation. So we will get this equation, we will get the equation as this one. Tau is equal to rho kappa square y square dV by dy whole square. Okay. So this tau is nothing but shear stress. When we talk about shear stress at the pipe wall, shear stress in terms of pipe wall is tau naught is shear stress at pipe wall, So shear stress at pipe wall. So shear stress, normal shear stress is considered as shear stress is equal to tau naught by r by capital R, small r by capital R. So this is later modified as, this is later when we measure in terms of distance from pipe wall, we know that small r is equal to capital R minus y. y is nothing but distance from the wall. So tau naught becomes r minus y by capital R. So tau naught is equal to 1 minus y by r. So for smaller values of y, what happens is this shear stress can be represented by tau naught. Actual shear stress can be represented by shear stress at the pipe wall. So tau naught, replace this tau here with tau naught, shear stress at pipe wall. This is normal shear stress, this is shear stress at pipe wall. So we can replace this tau with tau naught. Tau naught is equal to rho k square kappa square y square dv by dy whole square. So from here, if we take the value of dv by dy, if we take the dv by dy value and we send remaining all other side, if we send this remaining all quantities other side, we will get 1 by kappa into y tau naught by rho whole to the power of 1 by 2. So this tau naught, this value tau naught by rho whole to the power of 1 by 2 can be represented by a constant. This value is constant. We will represent it by V star. We will represent it with the value of V star, as this is a constant. So this dV by dy is equal to V star by kappa into y. V star by kappa into y. dV by dy is equal to V star by kappa into y. Okay, as V star is nothing but tau naught by rho whole to the power of 1 by 2. Tau naught by rho whole to the power of 1 by 2. So we have got in the last step we have got that dV by dy is equal to V star by kappa into y. So just similarly write this over here. We have got dV by dy is equal to V star, okay, which was constant, by kappa into y. If we integrate this equation, then we will get the next equation as here, velocity is equal to V star by kappa log e to the log y to the base e plus c, log y to the base e plus c. As we know that at y is equal to r, we achieve maximum velocity. So v becomes V max. So on replacing this y with r, v is equal to V max, it becomes V max. V max is equal to V star by kappa log y to the base e plus c. To get this constant value, to get the value of this constant c, integration constant, to get the value of this integration constant, how we can get it? C is equal to, keep c at this side and send remaining this at other side. So from this equation, the value of c will be, C is equal to V max minus V star by kappa log r to the base e. Sorry, here there is no y, this is r. When we replace y with r, when y is equal to r, V becomes V max. So the value of C is V max minus V star by r log r to the base. The value of C becomes V max by V star by kappa log r to the base e. So substitute this value of C in the above equation. So this equation becomes V is equal to, so the above equation becomes V is equal to V max plus 2.5, and by substituting the value of, what is the value of K? Value of K is 0.4. How we have got value of K is equal to 0.4? According to Prandtl, what was the value of V? V is equal to, L is a function of, L is kappa into y, L is equal to kappa into y, but according to Nicorard L is equal to 0.4 into y. So from this two equation we can say that value of kappa is 0.4, value of Karman constant or K kappa is 0.4. So on substituting the value of kappa as 0.4, we will get it as V is equal to, we will get V is equal to V max plus 2.5 V star log y by r to the base e, y by r to the base e. So what is the value of this V star? What is the value of V star? V star is nothing but, the value of V star is tau naught by rho whole square, tau naught by rho whole to the power of 1 by 2. This value of V star, this is a constant value. So from this you can see that velocity is a function of logarithmic value. Velocity, from this, as this is a logarithmic expression, this velocity is velocity, the variation of velocity in the turbulent flow is logarithmic. Velocity of flow in turbulent flow is logarithmic, and it is varies with equal to y by r, y by r. So if we send V max to that side, if we send V max to this side, send this all quantities to this side and bring this V to this side, so it becomes V max, this equation on transforming, on changing, get this V at this side and send this all 2.5 V star log E y by r to that side, it becomes V max by V star is equal to 2.5 log r by y to the base e. And if we remove this to the base e, if we change from base e to the base 10, if we change this base e to the base 10, then the value is V max minus V by V star is equal to 5.75 log r by y to the base 10, and this value over here V max by V is known as velocity defect. This value V max by minus V is known as velocity defect. Velocity defect. So this was all about the velocity distribution in turbulent flow, and in next topics we will be seeing velocity distribution in rough pipes and smooth pipe. This is about a normal, this was all about velocity distribution in turbulent flow when the boundaries are not defined. When the boundaries, we have not specified whether it is a rough boundary or smooth boundary. Generally for a normal pipe, this is the velocity distribution of turbulent flow in pipes. This is the velocity distribution in turbulent flow in pipes. In next topic is about velocity distribution in rough pipes and smooth pipes. Okay, thank you. Yes, velocity distribution for turbulent flow in smooth and rough pipes. Smooth and rough pipes it is. Okay, it is not smooth and smooth pipes. It is smooth and rough pipes basically. Smooth and rough pipes. Smooth and rough pipes. So we have derived the equation for this velocity distribution. Earlier we were looking into the velocity distribution of turbulent flow in pipes. Generally we have not classified whether the pipe is smooth or whether the pipe is rough. Now we will see what will be the velocity distribution once the pipe is smooth or once the pipe is rough. We have derived this, we have talked about this hydrodynamically smooth and rough boundaries. Okay. So velocity can be represented with V also or small u also. Velocity can be represented by capital V or else small u, capital V or small u. So the velocity equation which we have derived is V is equal to or u is equal to u star. Generally u star is known as u star or V star is known as shear velocity. U star or V star is known as shear velocity, which you can this is our normal velocity. This normal velocity is equal to V star or u star. U star is our, what is u star? U star is shear velocity by k. K is average of irregularities, average height of irregularities, log y to the base e plus c, log e log y to the base e plus c. See, whenever we are measuring this velocity, as we know that velocity, the relationship between velocity is generally and y, okay, is logarithmic in nature. This y and velocity is logarithmic in nature. So, we will take at a distance. So, it goes on till minus infinity, it goes on till minus infinity. So, we will take the place where v is equal to 0, we will take a place where v is equal to 0 at a distance y dash, at a distance y dash. So, to obtain this constant c, we need to take the boundary conditions as y is equal to y dash and mu is equal to u is equal to 0, y is equal to y dash and u is equal to 0, just before the boundary, just before the boundary where the velocity is 0, where the velocity is 0, let that point be as y dash, let that point be as y dash. So, on substituting this y is equal to y dash and u is equal to 0 in the above equation, in this equation you will get it as 0, u is equal to 0 is equal to mu dash by k log y dash to the base e plus c, or from this equation if you keep c at one side and send rest all other all to other side, you will get the value of c as c is equal to minus mu u star, u star is nothing but our shear velocity, u star by k log y dash to the base e, log y dash to the base e. This k is our Karman constant, okay, this k is our kappa or Karman constant, okay. Substituting the value of c in above equation, now which we have got this value of c, substitute it in this above equation, you will get it as u is equal to u star by kappa log y to the base e minus u star by k log y dash to the base e, on substituting this value of c in above equation. If you simplify this, you will get the value of u as u star by u star is nothing but our shear velocity by kappa log y by y dash to the base e, log y by y dash to the base e. So, from this thing, if again we know that value of k, Karman constant, value of this kappa, that is known as Karman constant, is 0.4. In earlier lecture we have seen that this value of Karman constant kappa or k, we call it as kappa or Karman constant, is 0.4. Substitute this value of k as 0.4, kappa as 0.4 here. So, you will get the value of u is equal to u star by 0.4 log y by y dash to the base e, okay. So, that is equal to 2.5 mu u star log y by y dash to the base e. If you remove this base e, if you change this base e to base 10, then this value of u becomes, this value of u becomes, and if you send this u star to other side, this the value of velocity becomes u by u star, u is our normal velocity, it is our velocity, u star is shear velocity, u star is shear velocity is equal to 5.75 log 10 log y by y dash to the base 10, log y by y dash to the base 10. So, what happens is, our Nicoradse has conducted the experiments and has given the y dash values, y dash value for smooth pipe, y dash value for smooth pipe, according to Nicoradse is this, according to Nicoradse is this, the value of y dash according to Nicoradse experiment for smooth pipe is delta dash by 107. What is delta dash? It is a thickness of laminar sublayer. This is the thickness of laminar sublayer. Delta dash is the thickness of laminar sublayer, and he also says that delta dash is equal to 11.6 11.6 nu by mu star, nu by u star. This is our shear velocity, this is our kinematic viscosity of the fluid, kinematic viscosity of the fluid. So, on substituting this delta dash value in this equation, in the y equation, in the y dash equation, you will get the value as 0.10 mu, 0.10 nu by u star, nu kinematic. This is our kinematic viscosity, this is our shear velocity. Substituting this value of y dash, substituting this value of y dash, what we have got? Y dash is equal to 0.108 nu kinematic viscosity by u star, that is nothing but our shear velocity. Substituting this is into our velocity equation, instead of y dash, please substitute this value, you will be getting it as u by u dash is equal to 5.75 log y by 0.108 nu by mu u star to the base 10. On simplifying this equation, velocity distribution for smooth pipes, becomes this, velocity distribution for smooth pipe becomes this, u by u star is equal to 5.75 u star y by v to the base 10 plus 5.5 plus 5.5. So, this is the value of velocity distribution for smooth pipe. As the value of y dash, this Nicoradse gave the value of y dash for the smooth pipe. Similarly, he has given the value of y dash for rough pipes also. According to Nicoradse, the value of y dash, the value of y dash for the rough pipes is given as y dash is equal to k by 30, y dash is equal to k by 30. Now, substitute this value here, this k is nothing but average height of irregularities, here this k is average height of irregularities, u by u dash is equal to 5.75. This is our basic velocity equation, okay, which we have derived. 5.75 log y by y dash to the base 10. Instead of this y dash, we need to substitute the value given by Nicoradse, that is y dash is equal to k by 30. Substitute the value of y dash as k by 30. On simplifying this, you are getting u by u dash is equal to 5.75 y by k to the base 10 plus 8.5. This is the value of velocity distribution. This is the velocity distribution for rough pipes. This is the velocity distribution for rough pipes. Hope you have understood this concepts of this velocity distribution for turbulent flow in smooth pipes and rough pipes, Okay. So, this was our normal velocity equation, which we have derived it for roughness, both smooth and rough flow. This is the equation which we have derived. So, in this equation, we will substitute the y dash values given by Nicoradse. In this equation, we will substitute the y dash values given by Nicoradse. He has given y dash values for both smooth and rough pipe. For smooth pipe, he has said that y dash is equal to delta dash by 107, and for rough pipes, he has given that y dash value is k by 30. It's k by 30. Hope you people have understood this concept.